50 nautical miles offshore, the crew of this vessel is chasing one of the ocean's fastest fish, the Atlantic mackerel. There's no time to waste. The fish finder doesn't lie. There's a massive school sitting 60 meters below us. Captain gives the signal. It's go time.
Full ahead, net crew, point rail. Watch the finder, it's a big one.
Every second matters. The school is moving fast and the crew knows it.
Gloves on, lines ready, no room for mistakes out here. Hold tight, secure, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
6 lines hit the water at the same time. The mackerel won't wait, and neither will this crew. The hunt is officially on. Beneath the surface, thousands of mackerel move like one living creature. They're fast, they're smart, but today, they're ours.
There it is, the rod doubles over hard. Something big just hit the line. Trail so big, intense. Okay.
Look at that color, blue, green, silver. A perfect mackerel, easily 3 kilograms. This fish has been fighting hard and it's not giving up yet.
2 men on the line now. This mackerel is a fighter. Over the rail it comes, dripping and thrashing. First catch of the day, yes! Fighter!
No time to celebrate. The fish goes straight to the hold and the lines go right back in. Out here, every minute is money. The captain calls for the big net. A purse seine, over 300 meters long, is deployed to encircle the entire school beneath us. From above, you can see the strategy. The boat circles the school, dropping the net in a perfect ring. There's no escape for what's below. The purse line is pulled tight, sealing the bottom of the net. Thousands of mackerel are now trapped in what fishermen call the bag.
Hold tight, keep it steady, watch the bag!
The power block does the heavy lifting, but it still takes every man on deck to guide this net in safely without losing a single fish.
And there it is. The bag breaks the surface, absolutely loaded with mackerel. That single haul could be over 1,000 kilograms. The crew erupts.
1, 2, 3.
While the net operation wraps up, another team is prepping the long lines. 500 hooks, each one baited and ready for deployment.
Bait's ready for the next hook. Line's clear on this end.
Baiting 500 hooks takes speed and skill. Each piece of squid must be set just right, or the mackerel won't bite. These hands have done this 10,000 times. The long line goes out, hook by hook, meter by meter. It stretches nearly 1 kilometer behind the vessel. Now we wait, and on the open sea, waiting has a sound of its own.
The line goes crazy all at once, mackerel hitting multiple hooks at the same time. The crew scrambles. This is what a feeding frenzy looks like from above.
Hand over hand, hook after hook, the mackerel come up like a conveyor belt. Every man knows his role and nobody stops moving. Unhook, toss, next. It's a rhythm these men have drilled for years. Speed matters here. The faster the line comes in, the more fish they can catch before the school moves.
11, 12.
Look at this operation, both sides of the boat running at full capacity. This crew has been out here 3 days and they're still going full throttle. Now that is a mackerel, over 4 kilograms. The kind of fish that makes a trip worth every bit of fuel and sweat. The crew is fired up. Out here, the ocean is the boss. You can prepare all you want, but the sea decides how much you get and whether you go home safely. That lesson is never forgotten. Below deck, the real work begins. The fish hold is a cold, noisy, slippery place, and somebody has to be down here making sense of all those fish. Every fish gets inspected. Damaged ones are pulled, small ones separated. Only the best mackerel make the premium grade, and the market pays the difference. Grade A, over 400 grams. Grade B, between 300 and 400. These distinctions mean thousands of dollars in price difference when the boat docks.
Grade A.
Grade C. Ice is a fisherman's best friend. Get the fish cold within minutes of catch and you preserve the quality that commands a premium price at auction. This vessel runs a plate freezer, minus 40 degrees Celsius. The mackerel go in as fresh fish and come out as rock-solid blocks in just 3 hours. Minus 40 does its job. These mackerel blocks are now frozen solid, glazed, and ready for long-term storage. Quality locked in, freshness preserved for markets thousands of miles away. The glaze layer protects the fish during storage and transport. It's a thin skin of ice that keeps the mackerel fresh from the ocean all the way to the dinner table.
The cargo hold runs at minus 25 degrees. Stacking these 50-pound blocks is back-breaking work, but a full hold means a profitable trip. When you see a hold like this, full to the top, you understand the scale of this operation. Over 80 tons of mackerel, frozen and stacked. A successful voyage. A clean deck is a safe deck. After every haul, the cleanup begins immediately. Scales, slime, blood, all washed away before the next set goes in. Equipment maintenance never stops. Even while lines are in the water, somewhere someone is fixing something. Out here, a broken reel can cost you thousands.
The freshest mackerel in the world goes right from the net to the galley pan. The crew eats well out here. There's no better sashimi than what was swimming an hour ago.
Mealtime is the one moment this crew can exhale. Tired hands wrap around warm mugs. Out here, these men are family, bonded by salt water and shared hardship. Hour after hour, haul after haul, the crew barely notices the sun moving across the sky. There's too much work to watch it. This is what a 20-hour workday looks like at sea. Night doesn't stop the operation. The fish don't sleep, and neither does this crew. Deck lights on, lines in. The ocean is a 24-hour office.
At night, the sea comes alive with bioluminescent plankton. Every splash, every line pull creates a trail of blue fire. It's one of the most beautiful sights on the open ocean.
Like magic.
Sleep is a luxury out here, grabbed in 10-minute windows wherever you can find a flat surface.
The captain never fully sleeps. He's reading the ocean, the weather, the sonar. Something's changing out there, and he's not sure he likes what he sees. A storm system, and it's moving fast. The captain has been watching it for 3 hours. He calls the crew together.
It just seems to me, man, Sass, get the crew rows to the roll house now. Yeah.
You can feel a storm before you see it. The air pressure drops, the swells lengthen, and every experienced fisherman on this boat already knows what's coming.
Storm's here, lads, batten down. All hands on deck, securing the boat. Anything not tied down in a storm becomes a missile. The crew has 20 minutes before it hits. This one's secure, Cap!
The lines have to come in, all of them. A loose long line in a storm can foul the propeller and strand the boat. Everything else comes second.
Faster, keep it coming!
The first big wave hits without warning. Green water, solid ocean, pours across the bow. Hold on to something, the storm is here.
The captain fights for every degree of heading. Turn broadside to these waves and it's over.
Down in the engine room, the engineer watches every gauge like his life depends on it. Because it does. One engine failure in this storm and the situation changes completely.
Temperature warning, port engine running hot. In a storm, this is the last thing you want to hear. The engineer moves fast. Moving the port engine now.
Hudson!
Coolant leak. A fitting worked loose from the vibration. Fix it in the next 4 minutes or the engine overheats and shuts down. He's got this, but just barely.
Fixed. The temperature drops and the engine holds. The crew above doesn't know how close that came.
The worst is over. The storm took 4 hours to pass. The crew comes up to assess the damage. Tired faces, but everyone's accounted for. That's what matters most. Damage survey, one bent railing, some cracked bins, tangled rigging, all things they can fix. They've seen worse, much worse, and kept fishing.
Railing's almost straight. Check the bin. Position confirmed. Crew, all 12 accounted for. Damage minor. Cargo secure.
Copy that, Captain. Report received.
Back to fishing.
After every storm, there's this moment. The ocean becomes glass, a rainbow appears, and every man on this boat remembers why he chose this life. It's brutal, and it's beautiful.
And there they are. The mackerel school right beneath the boat. The storm barely moved them. Grim first, Second set of the day, the net goes back in. Storm or no storm, a school that size doesn't come twice. Every man gets everything they have left.
Beneath the hull, the net closes. The mackerel sense it. They spiral, they run. But the geometry of the purse seine is perfect. There is no exit.
This net is heavier than the first. The power block is at maximum capacity. Every man on deck is pulling. They might have caught more fish than the boat can handle.
The bag surfaces, and it's beyond massive. There are so many fish the bag can't fully rise. This is what fishermen call a heavy bag, a once-in-a-season haul.
The brailing doesn't stop. Scoop after scoop, fish pour down into the hold. The counters stopped counting at 80 tons. This might be a record haul for this vessel. Not everything in the net is mackerel. Bycatch, other species, must be returned alive. It takes time, but these fishermen take their responsibility to the oceans seriously.
Easy there, back you go.
The new kid is fading. 10 hours in and the pace is relentless. The veteran steps in without a word.
Out here, you teach by doing. Nobody gets left behind. Got it, thanks. Size makes all the difference. This small mackerel goes back. It hasn't had its chance to spawn yet. This 5-kilogram monster, this is what the Japanese sashimi market will pay a premium for. 30,000, 40,000, the counter keeps climbing. Accurate counting means accurate reporting, and every responsible fishing operation knows exactly what it's taking from the ocean.
They never told you about the birds. When you find mackerel, the gannets find them too. Hundreds of them, diving like living arrows, nature's own fish finder. Dolphins, a whole pod of them, chasing the same mackerel school as the boat. For a moment, every tired man on this vessel forgets he's exhausted and just watches. Look at this fish up close. The iridescent blue-green pattern on its back, the perfect streamlined form. The mackerel is one of the ocean's most perfectly designed creatures, built for speed.
Legal requirement: a percentage of every catch must be sampled for length and weight. This data goes to fisheries management. Sustainable fishing starts with honest numbers.
The freezing operation doubles up, both plate freezers running at capacity. The biggest challenge now isn't catching fish, it's processing them fast enough to maintain quality. Some of the catch goes into vacuum packaging for premium retail markets. Each bag sealed, labeled with catch date, vessel name, and GPS coordinates of the catch. Full traceability.
Temperature monitoring is continuous. The cargo hold temperature is logged every 30 minutes. 1 degree too warm and the quality certification is at risk, and with it, the premium price.
The captain does the math every hour. Fuel remaining, distance to port, weather window. Fresh vegetables, bread, medicine. The simple things feel extraordinary when you're 50 miles from shore. The crew grabs the supplies and goes right back to work.
Night 2 on the grounds. The school hasn't moved on, and neither has this crew. Split into shifts now, they'll work through the darkness until the hold is completely full. 400 hours, the alarm that nobody wants to hear. The starboard engine. The rudder command go lunch in the water.
Starboard engine, oil pressure. Copy. Oil pressure at 12 psi. It needs to be above 40. Something's wrong internally. Could be the oil pump, could be a sensor. They need to know which before they can fix it. Blocked oil filter. Simple fix, but a critical one. This filter should have been changed 200 engine hours ago. Out here, skipping maintenance has consequences. Understood. I'll prioritize that. Pressure climbing, 20, 30, 40 psi. The gauge stabilizes at 48. The engine is back. Total downtime, 34 minutes. Crisis averted, this time. EPRB batteries? Good. Flares, in date. Life rafts, sealed. Immersion suits, all 12 accounted for.
The storm tore a section of the net, a 2-meter rip that would let fish escape. The net repairman is the most important specialist on board. Without him, the net is useless. 4 hours of meticulous work, completed in minutes on your screen. The repaired section is now stronger than the original. This man's hands know net the way a surgeon knows tissue.
The main winch dies mid-haul. The net, loaded with fish, is hanging. If they can't get it aboard, they lose the catch and risk damaging the net against the hull.
The net is in. The fish are saved. These men look like they've run a marathon, and they have. The winch can be fixed. These men, irreplaceable.
Sheared coupling, a common failure point. The spare parts locker is one of the most important things on this boat. 2 hours to repair. The captain adds it to the list for the yard.
Below the waterline, the vessel is constantly working. Keel cutting the ocean, propeller turning at 280 RPM, rudder steering through every wave, course change. The boat heels slightly as it turns onto its new heading. Ahead, 40 miles of open ocean and hopefully the biggest concentration of mackerel they've seen all season.
The sonar screen fills solid. The captain has been fishing for 20 years and he has never seen a return like this.
All hands, every man on deck in 2 minutes. What's under this boat right now is a once-in-a-career school of mackerel.
Fastest net deployment of the trip. Every man moves like this might be the last time they ever do this. The net encircles what could be 200 tons of mackerel. From above, the scale is breathtaking. A ring of floats 400 meters wide surrounds what the sonar says might be the largest single mackerel aggregation this vessel has ever encountered. Closing the purse. The hydraulics are at maximum. You can feel the entire boat vibrate.
Whatever's in that net is massive. The crew is silent, holding their breath.
The bag comes up, and it keeps coming, and it keeps coming. There are so many fish that the bag is actually dragging down the stern of the vessel. This is beyond anything they planned for.
One boat can't handle this alone. The captain calls their sister vessel 10 miles away. It'll come and take a portion of the haul.
This catch vessel in acid. We're on our way.
The fish pump runs between the two vessels, hundreds of mackerel flowing through the pipe every minute. This is how you handle a catch too large for one boat. A well-drilled emergency operation. 2 crews, 1 massive haul. 40 men will start soon. The fish pump runs at full capacity. The holds of both vessels are filled with a wet tank. Every system at maximum. Every man at his station. The fish keeps coming and the crew keeps moving. This is commercial fishing at its most intense and its most rewarding. The bag is empty. The haul is done. The 2 crews look at each other across the water and everyone knows this one will be talked about for years.
Hell yeah, up there! Best haul ever. We estimate 170 tons combined. Yes, 170. Copy that. What? 170. Calculation. Best trip ever! Woo!
Processing 170 tons of mackerel. The freezers will run non-stop for 18 hours. There's no celebrating yet, not until every fish is frozen and stored. Quality doesn't wait for fatigue. 18 hours of continuous operation, compressed before your eyes. Watch the hold fill, layer by layer, from half empty to completely packed. A monument built of frozen mackerel. The last block. The hold door closes. After 3 days at sea, 2 storms, 1 engine failure, 1 winch failure, and 1 historic catch, the hold is full. The trip is done. Bow toward home. The engines hum at a comfortable cruise. No need to rush now. The work is done. For the first time in 3 days, the crew can breathe.
A clean boat is a proud boat, and this crew takes pride in their work. You said it. She looks brand new.
20 hours back to port. Now the crew rests in earnest. Card games, sleep, stories about the catch. These moments between the sea and the shore are precious and quiet. The trip log. Every set, every GPS position, every depth, every tonnage estimate. This document is both legal record and navigator's memory, the story of 3 days on the sea written in careful ink.
The engineer never trusts luck. While the crew rests, he goes through every system on the vessel. What failed, what held, what needs attention at dock. His report will run to 12 pages. The word goes through the boat like electricity. Men who were asleep 10 seconds ago are suddenly at the bow rail. 3 days at sea makes a coastline look like paradise.
The harbor horn, one long blast. A tradition as old as fishing itself. We made it. We're home. And we're coming in heavy.
Docking after a trip like this feels different. Every line thrown with extra confidence. Every crew member standing a little taller. The dock feels like it should know what this boat just brought in. The best part of every trip. No amount of mackerel compares to this moment. These reunions on the dock are why these men endure everything the ocean throws at them. The unloading begins immediately. Every hour in the hold costs ice. Forklifts move the frozen blocks from hold to refrigerated trucks without pause. The clock is always running in this business. The fish market auction. Buyers from Japan, from Spain, from the UK, all here to bid on this catch. The quality is exceptional. The bidding will reflect that.
The price climbs. Grade A mackerel, premium quality, going to the Japanese export buyer.
Deal done. Hands shaken, papers signed. The captain takes his percentage and the crew share envelopes are ready. 3 days of the hardest work imaginable, converted into something tangible.
By midnight, this vessel will be ready to go again. The ocean doesn't offer long pauses. Fix the winch, fill the fuel, restock the ice. The sea will always need fishing. The Atlantic mackerel travels over 3,000 miles in an annual migration. It spawns in spring, feeds in summer, and retreats to deep water in winter. Understanding this cycle is what makes a great fisherman. Before any net touches the water, someone made it. Net makers, a dying craft, work knot by knot, row by row. A single purse seine takes 6 weeks to complete by hand. From the vessel, the mackerel reach the processing plant within hours. Here, filleting machines and skilled workers reduce whole fish to perfect portions destined for soup on 4 continents. Check this batch for size and bones. Some of the finest mackerel goes to the smokehouse. Oak chips, 12 hours of cold smoke. The result is one of the most prized smoked fish products in the world, and it starts with a fisherman's net. This mackerel was in the ocean 72 hours ago. Now it's Saba Sushi in Tokyo, the fastest fish on the fastest migration to the furthest dinner table. The journey of a mackerel is remarkable.
3 days later, 0300 hours, dark dock, the crew boards again. Nobody forced them back. The ocean is calling, the mackerel are running, and these men answer every time. This is what they are. They go again. They always go again. Beyond that horizon, the mackerel are running, the sea is waiting. And these men, these extraordinary, ordinary men, will meet it head on, every single time. Every catch, every haul, every fight between man and fish. Slow down, you see what happens too fast. The mackerel is magnificent. The fisherman's skill, extraordinary. Out here, everything is perspective. The most powerful vessel looks like a toy. The biggest catch looks insignificant against an ocean that stretches to the horizon in every direction. Humility is a nautical virtue. There are 1,000 ways to measure a successful fishing trip: tonnage, price, hours worked. But standing here, watching this sunset, the crew of this vessel measures it differently. We came back, together. This is commercial fishing. Not the romantic idea, the real thing. Hard hands, cold holds, dangerous machines, and somewhere in a wheelhouse, a photograph of why it's all worth every bit of it.